'tis the season for mountain bike events in Florida. So today is the Croom ride. I've videoed this one before, but this is a great ride. It's like the Tour of Alaska that I just put on my channel recently. It's a 50-mile ride. This one's pure single track, no pavement at all, except for the bike path, the first half mile. And so we're about to get going. Thank you.
Go get them!
I missed the riders meeting, but I guess we're rolling out a new way this year. I was heading the other way and someone said, Clint, turn around, you're going the wrong way. All right, so here we go. All right, just got past the original group of traffic and we're on our way on the Croom 50. There's a 35 and a 50-mile option today with some bailouts to make it shorter. So it's a little chilly this morning. When I pulled into the parking lot, my car thermometer said 39. Doesn't feel like it's warmed up yet. But everything's warm right now except for my fingertips. These Tasco Dawn Patrol gloves are good for me down to about the mid to upper 40s. Upper 30s is pushing it for these gloves, but it's supposed to warm up a lot. It's supposed to get up to 70 by the end of the ride. So in about an hour, it's gonna really start to warm up. This is about the 4th or 5th time I've done this ride. And I only ride these trails a couple times a year, and I really like them. There's sections that have some nice rolling terrain. It's just different scenery and terrain that I normally ride at my home trails, which are San Velasco. Being that I live 10 minutes from Velasco, I of course ride there a lot. But these are cool trails. There's a few sections with some nice variety. Drunken Monkey, which we'll hit on this ride, is a lot of fun. I love these more open pine tree sections of this trail. There's not a lot of intersections on this trail. It's just one big, massive loop that has a lot of variety as far as the terrain. Some sand sections, like right there. I did not get a great night's sleep last night. I went to bed too late and couldn't go to sleep. If I push past my normal bedtime, I cannot fall asleep. Anybody else have that? Let me know in the comments. And then my dog woke me up. Got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I don't drink caffeine, hardly at all, but I had some green tea this morning. I needed something. I almost thought about not coming down, but glad I did. Then I almost got taken out on the interstate on the way down. Some guy on his phone comes like into my lane, almost hit my car. Don't get me started on texting and driving. All right, let's rant a little bit. It's getting so bad. That's why I love these rides, man. Just all single track. You don't have to worry about morons texting and coming into your lane. I think texting and driving is getting worse than drunk driving. And then the guy, after he came into my lane, he's just weaving all over the interstate on his phone. Whatever call was more important than the lives around him. All right, I'm done. It's my pet peeve. It's more than a pet peeve. Actually. All right, we're done. Happy times, good times riding on a cool Florida morning. Haven't seen a group in a while. I think we're alone now. I would sing it, but I would get copyright banned on YouTube. Haven't done my bike check yet for today. It's the same bike I rode 2 weeks ago in the Tour of Alaska, the Niner RKT9 RDO. 24 pounds of full suspension cross-country goodness. Really like this bike. Really good for these kind of events. So I always like to just talk about a few little things, real world, everyday rider type stuff. And I'll talk about something that happened to me last night. So I woke up, one of the reasons I didn't get a good sleep, when I woke up to use the bathroom, which I usually do every night because I drink a lot of water, my heart rate was super arrhythmic. Many years ago, I had an ablation done. It was benign, but it was annoying and scary at times. And it hasn't happened in years. And I think, so it's winter time, and I have not been taking a lot of electrolytes. I've been riding, but electrolytes are key for me, even in times like this where I'm not sweating a lot. So I got up and I took 3 Endurolite pills. Within 10 or 15 minutes, my heart rate was completely back to normal and I feel great. So again, I just like to throw out tips like that when I'm riding. I don't know if any of y'all, in fact, let me know in the comments, have you ever had heart arrhythmias? They can be caused by anxiety, by the depletion of electrolytes, or a real problem. But yeah, I mean, it was like 15 years ago I had that ablation done, and it was successful, but it still happens from time to time. I also, more real world stuff here. I have not been drinking a lot of alcohol lately. I really love craft beer, but I just don't feel good in the morning. Like, even if I just have one, and I had one 2 nights ago when I was making dinner for the family, stir fry, one of the only things I know how to make really well. I had a beer, really good one, high and hazy IPA. But sometimes that's happened where I've had a beer and a day or two later I get a heart arrhythmia. So I don't know, just real world stuff. But you know, I'd rather feel good the next day than enjoy a beer. But doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy one from time to time. So now you've learned that I drink very little caffeine and very little alcohol. And honestly, I feel great. Man, we're just getting raw in this video. What else are you going to do when you're riding by yourself for 45 miles? Just talk about life and riding. The cycling life is good, y'all. You know that's why you're watching this video. We are now on Drunken Monkey. This is the best section of this whole ride. This is a section, Drunken Monkey, you can skip it if you want to, the bypass. Drunken Monkey. Fun times. Right turn. Continue on. Rolling Croom single track. One thing I really like about this bike, this RK29, is just how razor sharp the handling is. Popping in and out of corners. Especially with the carbon wheels. Stands, podium. Fun bike. almost missed the harder line back there. This is a good section. This is another one you can bypass if you want to, but this is a super fun little section. Nice rollers, pretty fast on. Some guys that were right behind me, and they were keeping up with me, and I took the harder section. I think they didn't see the arrow that said harder, because they were good riders. They missed out. Section. You know, there are a few times when I kind of wish I had a dropper post on this bike. I know it's going to add about a pound, but a few sections that would just be more fun. You can get your weight lower. Do a little climb out of here. Oh yeah. Classic Florida, super short but steep climb. We're at 16.6 miles. I heard someone in the parking lot say the first sag stop was at mile 16. I don't know if that's if you skip the harder sections. Maybe those are bonus sections. But I think we're coming up to it, which is good because it's time to shed some layers and just kind of wait until the sag stop. Let's do one stop. Feeling good. If you remember my San Francisco video, I was sick the week before that, so it's nice to have that behind me. And we are indeed coming up to the sag stop. All right. Some water. That was a profitable sag stop. I had a pickle, a banana. Does not get any better than that. And then I took off a bunch of layers. Took off my vest. I'm using the Pivot Pro, by the way, the pack that I just reviewed. I really like this pack. I knew I was going to have to shed some layers and probably wouldn't have enough room in just a jersey. So I tucked the vest underneath the Pivot Pro and took off my gloves. I just have these little dirt gloves on now. Took off my headband, or skull cap I should say, and then took off the leg warmers, or knee warmers. So now we're just down to arm warmers and a very thin sweat wicking base layer under my jersey. And it's perfect right now. Should get a little warmer today. It's probably about 55 right now. I think we're going to top off at 70 by the end. I love Florida, 39 to 70 in one ride. When I did my review of the Suga Pivot Pro, I talked about there's a little pocket on the side of the waist belt. And I just realized for this ride, it's perfect for putting a little bag of Endurolights, which I will take about 2 Endurolights about every hour and a half on rides like this. If it's summertime, every hour on a long ride. Yeah, you just tuck in that pocket and grab them when you need them. Here's probably the biggest climb on this ride. Actually switch back up this mountain, this Florida mountain. There were volunteers handing out supplemental oxygen at the bottom, but we declined. It'll be all right. Did you guys make it up without oxygen?
Yeah.
Good job.
Is that Clint?
Yeah.
Nice to see you. I'm a fan.
Oh, thanks, man. Just under 24 miles into the ride and past the intersection where the 35 goes left and the 50 goes right. So that means we're almost halfway done. 1 hour and 57 minutes so far. So that means we're on pace for about a 4-hour ride today. Assuming I can keep up this pace. Just rolled over 25 miles. We're at 2 hours and 1 minute and 30 seconds. A little congestion in the beginning, so if I push hard or just keep this pace, I want to try to finish in under 4 hours. That's my goal. By the way, I'm using my Garmin Fenix 7 on the wrist today. I have this GoPro mounted and it blocks my mount for my computer. I didn't want to rearrange everything, so just wore the watch. I just made my video, maybe out yet, about the Garmin versus Apple. Nice little climb here. I'm wearing both today. I said I was going to sell the Apple Watch. I might keep it for stuff like this. My phone's in my hip pack, and my wife was texting me earlier, and I was able to listen, respond, all while not slowing down. So that's kind of cool. Not something I use a lot, but when you need it, it's pretty convenient. But most of the time, as you saw in that video, you watched it, I just have the Garmin on my wrist. This is not a race, but the faster I ride, the more fun I have. Just took my second nature break. One nice thing about being out by yourself is nature breaks when you want to. Oh, I've got that song stuck in my head. I think we're alone now. I should never have said that. That is cruel. All right, another thing you can put in the comments. What's the worst song you've gotten stuck in your head on a long ride? Let me know. Man, this section is beautiful with the sun hitting these pines. Tall pines. Really like the variety of this ride. Oh man, what a beautiful day. Oh, I say it so many times, but winter riding in Florida is amazing. There's about 3 or 4 months in the summer where you question your sanity and life choices, but it's about 8 months out of the year that are just great. Maybe coming up to another sag stop. It's about time too, because we're at 31 miles, 31 and a half. We've only had one sag stop so far. I had more pickles and bananas and 2 more Enduro lights at that sag stop. Pickles and bananas, a culinary treat that you can only get on rides like this. Well worth the entry fee. Talked to one of my subscribers back there, Eric, if you're watching this video. Good talking to you back there. Really nice flow through here. Love it. Bike art, if you can call it art. Bike something. We just hit 37 and a half miles. We were a little over 3 hours and 3 minutes into the ride. And I don't know if we're gonna make 4 hours. I actually had to backtrack back there because me and another guy saw a whole bunch of people coming the other way. We thought we missed a turn, but it turns out they were further back on the ride, and there was one section, short section, where you had to double back. So we're good and cruise it on in for the last quarter of this ride. I'm not really gonna push it too hard to try to make 4 hours. We'll just see what happens. Here's another unique section, just rolling through these pines where there looks like a controlled burn. Hope it was controlled. Really pretty. Oh man, there's smoke over there. Speaking of controlled burn, it's still burning. Really pretty. Big tract of land here. For those of y'all who don't know, Croom is a very large piece of land, and there are sections that's motorcycle trails. Some of the only motorcycle trails that I know of in Florida. I'm sure there are others, but in fact, a buddy of mine ran into San Francisco last week. Was just out here riding dirt bikes with his son. Obviously not on these trails, that would tear him up, but there's a huge motorcycle area out here. It's been open forever. He said he'd been riding back here for like 40 years. Looks like we're coming to the final sag stop. Yep. Let's go over here? Yeah. Alright. Got through the woods for the sag stop. Just left sag stop number 3, where I had, you guessed it, pickles and bananas. I'm gonna start an energy bar company, and that'll be my first flavor. Pickles and bananas. Could be a hit. 10 miles to go, and we are feeling good. We're on the last little bonus section where there's just these little short hills. about a mile. Another one that's skippable depending on what I do. 5 miles to go, according to my Garmin watch. That is paired to a wheel sensor, so it should be pretty accurate. Part of the ride where your booty's starting to get a little tender. Man, the soil is just so good today. A few sandy spots, but not bad. Some sand is fun. Lets you drift a little bit in the corners. Just passed 3 people on e-bikes. It was a good feeling. You know, I have hardly sweated at all today. This weather has been perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. A stark contrast from the summer. I think I made a video last summer where I lost, it was like 8 or 10 pounds in one ride from the sweat. It's crazy. All right, we are not too far from the finish. And coming back into the campground where it started. Oh, that was a great ride. So currently at 49 miles, 3 hours, 59 minutes. I love these rides. That was so fun. And I met the goal of not losing any of my layers that I took off. I took off a lot of layers, and you don't want to lose this. And the Pivot Pro did really well on this ride. It's the longest ride I've taken it. And man, it's super comfortable. And it's the one with my logo. It's faster. Had a great caprese sandwich at the event. Now there's a free ride jump session about 15 minutes from where I was at. Dawson's down here. And we're gonna go watch this. We had no idea this place was here. We literally just found out about it last night. There are a ton of people here.
You want to see that?
There's Dawson. Well, that was cool. A little bit different atmosphere than CroomFest, but people on bikes having fun. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I know it got long, but a 10-minute video would not have done that ride justice. So thanks for hanging with me this long, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.